Oh. Oh. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to grift here on the Monday Night Grift. Let's get in to the news. Sorry, I just like this song. I love this song. Guys, welcome, of course, as always, to a beautiful Monday Night Grift. I'm your host, Vito Gesualdi. And boys, in a week of news. We got news. We got all kinds of stories to tell you. We got stories of men who can run fast. We got stories of girls who can cry big tears on the stand. We got stories of clown women, women with laser swords. All sorts of things are going on in Hollywood. And none of it makes any sense. Also, in the corner of my screen is a logo for the wrong show. So let's get rid of that. There we go. Because I am a consummate professional. And I'm joined by a number of other consummate professionals who are going to help me discuss the news of the hour. Starting off, of course, we have Trixie, the Golden Witch. Trixie,
hey! It's grift time. I'm excited.
Time to grift.
I'm so hyped to talk about Ezra Miller tonight.
Well, yes, that will be. We got a lot of topics on the docket. Spoiler alert. Trixie. I guess it's in the thumbnail. What am I talking about? Mint Salad is here, of course.
Yeah, you mentioned it.
Hello.
Shut up, Trixie. Stop spoiling my show. Mint Salad, one of my favorites.
Hello.
With their cool nerd glasses, trying to win the audience's heart. I get it. I know it. It's called the Monday Night Grift. You have caught on to the theme of the show, which is to grift the audience out of their affection and money. Happy Warrior Pete is here, of course.
Howdy, howdy.
Happy Warrior. And our favorite, our lover, the king of YouTube himself, Andy Signori is here. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Hello.
Doing it all. Where were you the other day? Weren't you on some big, you were streaming with somebody.
We were doing a charity stream on Saturday.
Maybe. I don't know. Everybody's everywhere.
Raised like $150,000. Well, Legal Bites did, but they had a lot of people on. It was a good show. Yeah.
Well, it's strange to me that everyone's analyzing all the super chats made from the Amber Heard situation. And I'm like, nobody's talking to Andy about you've been having a good time as well.
I got my own tricks. I don't use super chats. If everybody knows me knows I funnel it all over to Cash App, PayPal,
which is smart.
Totals,
which is the way to do it.
Nobody's damn business. Collect what these creators collect what you want. More power. I hope they get $1 million more dollars than
they all deserve it.
It's insane. They're coming after Nick. Your buddy Nick Recaita. I know you love
Nick Recaita. No, me and Nick. Nick Recaita have made peace. Everybody thinks me and Nick are.
I'm so happy to hear that.
I've got your back though against Nick, but Nick, Emily, all these people, Legal Bites, they all got called out saying, "Oh my God."
Me and Nick did an episode of Biggest Problem. We buried. Yes, but there have been these articles that are calling out YouTubers. They hate that we're doing better than the mainstream news and covering this stuff. Some of these stories that they are weirdly sleeping on that we cover weeks, if not months in advance before the mainstream news ever decides to actually get off their ass and do anything about it. And it's interesting because I think we have one of those stories here today. Let me bring it up.
I just made $5, Vito.
Shut the hell up.
I wasn't even on my channel. Thank you.
I made hold on.
Money sign Andy Signor and Cash App. Quit the stigma. Pay Vito, pay Trixie, pay Mint Salad.
Help everyone up. We'll all get the Cash App set up.
The one I'm pointing at right here.
You're pointing at the Happy Warrior right to your side.
Yes, Happy Warrior.
There.
Pay us all.
Hey, I'm happy to take money.
Everyone's gonna get paid and laid in the shade. It's gonna happen for all of us.
Vito,
well, I already made some money. Right? I what?
You pay all your guests, right?
Yeah, everyone's getting paid like a huge amount of the $60 we make on an average grift episode. You guys are buying me dinner with your appearances. You get paid in exposure, the best kind of commerce in the world.
Like it's 2014 all over
exactly.
again.
As far as I'm concerned, I get paid in getting to hear the knowledge of Andy Signor.
Yeah.
Up close and personal. That's
You get paid in entertainment and fun. Look, we'll figure out how to get everybody paid. All right. Once I spin this off and I sell it to CBS. Regardless, I have made some money. Gallet Productions for 5 says Vito, big fan, would love to do the collab in the future.
I sent Parker over here. Hi, Parker.
I'm ready to go. Let's do it. Is Parker here? Andy, he says, it's been so long, my guy. Hope to talk soon, he says.
See,
so he sent you.
Show up
he
and
sent me $2 to talk to you. This is great,
this, right?
No. I'm the middleman, and I get to keep all the money. It's fantastic, guys. There's been a guy. Well, not a guy. Already screwing it up. Actually, really quick, I have to bring this up.
Usually I'm the one messing it up weirdly.
Oh god, it's so bad. So as we all know, Ezra Miller has been up to no good, causing trouble in a number of neighborhoods. What was great is I did report on this today. Let me switch back over, and I got a very helpful comment. Now we'll get into the story, but people are saying I'm not being reasonable. This person, Maddie Rat here, took the time to let me know every single time that I misgendered Ezra Miller in this video.
Oh my god, and they're right?
Yeah, I would have to check, but I assume at 138, 211, 311, and I'm trying my best.
I want to remind everybody, the only ways to misgender Ezra Miller are he or her. Those are the only ones. Ezra has it and its as acceptable pronouns on on its Instagram. Yeah, literally.
It says
Ezra they
it.
/them / /zer. Unironically, it says that. It's even listed on the Wikipedia. It even notates this is how.
Oh wait, here's Maddie Rat. It says I highlighted the timestamps for the mis. I don't know if Maddie Rat is trolling or not, because Maddie Rat says I watched your video. I'm disappointed in the blatant deliberate. It wasn't deliberate misgendering and discriminatory language. I'm sorry, Maddie, but I'm trying my best. But let's be clear, Ezra Miller is not making it easy for me. But thank you for pointing out the 20 different times.
Read the final line there, Vito.
I'm so sick of this discourse taking place on white cishet supremacist channels like this. Well, I don't think I'm a white cishet supremacist. I hope not.
We got
losing white.
We do got to get some non-whites on this.
Heteronormity.
We'll get some look. We had who came in last week? Jody's Corner came in. We had a black gentleman here. Jody's always allowed.
That was a different show, Vito. That was
Lewis is always allowed. Oh, whatever. The black people are welcome on here as well. There's no supremacy. There's just talking about psychopaths, which is what we're talking about today.
We had a black, we had a transgender on.
Shut up! You can't say a black. We had a black individual. Oh my god. Anyway, guys, we have to be serious here.
What an awesome start.
Now we did not talk. You're right. This was a different. We have not talked about this on the Monday Night Grift yet. In the fact that Ezra Miller is currently going around Hawaii with an 18-year-old girl who he met when she was 12 years old. It's a very strange situation. And Mint, have you not heard about this story yet?
I've only heard a little bit here and there. But not like to the full extent.
Mint, if you had you could give us the female perspective. If a girl you knew says, I met this guy when I was 12, and now I'm 18 and he wants to take me to Hawaii and get drunk and fight cops with me, does that sound like a positive situation for that girl?
It sounds like a bad story in the making to retell in the future.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of bad things are going to happen. And that is what has been happening with Ezra Miller. So I guess we do have to
Wait, Vito, you left. What the hell was he doing with his hands?
It's his magic symbol. I don't know.
Is that?
It's the Illuminati symbol.
He's saying, I'm the intersection of penis and vagina. I am one and the same.
That's hard to do.
Whoa, that is pretty hard. Yeah, let me try to
ow. Wait, which fingers
is that? Get these two
My
so close.
fucking hands are so tiny, god damn it.
How is he doing that?
Nailed it. I have no idea.
It doesn't look the same, but it's
so close.
It's
Dawson Film says he's casting a non-binary spell, which makes sense.
It's witchcraft. Yeah,
that's his Doctor Strange hands, his Doctor Strange fingers.
Oh my god,
this story is just bizarre, upside down. Okay, so parents of an 18-year-old girl from North Dakota have obtained a protective order against the Flash star Ezra Miller. So this is a new thing. We knew he was with this girl, but now there's an actual court order. Oh, she's non-binary as well, right? This is impossible.
I just want to clarify this. Well, would you say she was non-binary too? This person that
we don't know.
Her,
Iron Eyes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I want to clarify that her name is Dakota Iron Eyes. It's not a hard name to remember. So we'll be having an easy time with that, I think.
Dakota Iron Eyes. There's
Dakota Iron Eyes. She has been an activist since she was 9 when she testified against a uranium mine. And she met at some point Greta Thunberg. So she's like social media gal pals with Greta Thunberg.
All my favorite topics.
Okay, so basically, I assume, I don't know for sure, but I assume Ezra was somehow interested in helping this indigenous tribe that was worried about mining or oil or whatever the hell else, and then meets this 12-year-old activist. At the time, he was 25. And I would say, okay, that's above board. If you say, listen, let me know if I can boost your campaign, if I can help your people, whatever else, fine. Totally reasonable. The problem is he strikes up a friendship with a 12-year-old, him being a grown adult Hollywood actor. 2 years later, she's 14. He's like, do you want to come visit me on the set of my movie? Now, 4 years later, he says, hey, do you want to drop out of school to go around Hawaii and get drunk and do drugs with me? And this is not appropriate behavior for a leading Hollywood man. Let's be clear. Well, Hollywood, whatever you want to call him, leading Hollywood non-binary transgender. This individual the Flash is starring in a major Warner Brothers production, which is going to make or break the future of the entire DC universe in that film space. And
there's no fucking way this guy can be in another movie, right? This person could be.
This is the end of the. I mean, I think they'll put his Flash. I don't know what happens. I don't know.
This is nuts. Pete, did you have something you wanted to say? Go ahead.
I was going to say, Vito, you're burying the lead just a tiny bit. He got in a brawl fight with this gal's mom.
Oh my God, I didn't know about that.
To media attention, he got in a brawl fight in Santa Monica.
And was this years ago? Last month.
Last month.
He fought her physically?
Yes.
You're saying the Flash got into a fight with Sarah Jumping Eagle? That is her mom's name.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, all right. Well, is that in this? This story is all over the place.
New York Post. With this story. The one I read is from the New York Post.
So New York Post says there was a fight. Well, apparently this idea of the court protective order. Now, this was what was interesting, because the parents said, our daughter is trapped with this psychopath. Please, if you know where she is, let us know. She doesn't have her phone. She's been cut off from social media. We don't know what's going on with her. And we want the courts to issue an immediate protective order so we can get her back home. Now, a lot of people at first said, well, what can you do? She's 18 years old. She's a legal adult. However, according to tribal law, indigenous law, you are not a legal adult until the age of 21. She is still considered a minor in indigenous court. So technically, Ezra Miller has absconded with a minor child, according to the law.
I mean, he was already talking to her for like 6 years. Yeah, he's definitely grooming.
This
is grooming. This is what the definition of. If the second she turns 18, she runs off with the guy, it means that this was premeditated for a while. Like this was the plan.
He's been like, the second this girl turns 18, something's gonna happen. I don't know what. Now again, we have no proof that anything sexual has happened. But
Vito, everyone's getting unfair. What if this? What's her name again?
Dakota Iron Eyes.
What if Dakota Ironhide is his daughter from the future, who's come back through the Speed Force to alert him that the culture wars are about to explode?
Type situation.
She's the new impulse.
Speed Force type situation.
We've seen this before. The Speed Force works in mysterious ways.
Yeah,
he could be trying to
There's
protect
a reason
the timeline.
Not, call them out yet. We don't know the true reality of what's happening here.
Let's be clear. Regardless of whether or not you're trying to save the timeline, shouldn't you, if you have been accused in a number of large public, let's be clear, Los Angeles Times, Vanity Fair, New York Post, are all posting these articles saying that Ezra Miller may be a child groomer. Don't you think that you having a major Hollywood production coming out the last half of the year, that you would try to get ahead of this story and go, this is incorrect. I'm a friend with this girl, but we have never engaged in any inappropriate behavior. I will abide by the court order, though I disagree with it, and return her to her parents immediately. Instead, the Flash, again, the fastest man in the universe, has run from the law. He's going as fast as he can. They are going as fast as they can on the winds, on the non-binary winds, as fast as they can to get away. It has gone radio silent, and they are saying we cannot find Ezra Miller. Chase Iron Eyes, which is the father of Dakota, says he and the court have no idea of knowing where they are, cannot gain help from other jurisdictions to serve and enforce the order, which if the order is served, let's be clear, it says, Miller, you are not allowed to have contact with this girl for 30 days until we figure out what the hell's going on. Because this is crazy. We've seen the videos of you in a bar fighting, killing, doing drugs, and we need to shut that down. Pete, what are you thinking?
Oh, people are going to hate me because I feel like I'm going to play devil's advocate a little bit.
Okay.
Here. There is some weird stuff, some fishy stuff that makes me think that maybe this story isn't quite as being it's portrayed, at least by the family. Like
sure,
I agree.
Like, for example, why tribal court? And again, you said, well, maybe it's because it's 21, but then they didn't apply for tribal court in the district that they're in. They're with Pine Ridge. That's the area they're in that's located in South Dakota. They went to North Dakota tribal court up there to deal with us. And you have to ask, well, why didn't other officials, police, judges, whatever, get involved before this? It's likely because, one, they couldn't find anything to really do this. And two, the family knows that if he did bad stuff with her before she was 18, the parents would likely be liable for child endangerment. Because if you read the story, they're the ones that basically invited Ezra Miller into their lives. They went with their daughter to visit at the film set. They let him stay at the hotel and be in the hotel room with the daughter. When he offered to pay for her school to go to this fancy school out Pine Ridge, honestly, if you're going to school in Pine Ridge, you do just about anything to get out of there. They accepted. So they were more than happy to play along for years at this point. And so I think for them, it's like, well, if we go to your more typical court, if someone wants to take this up, we could get in trouble too. So I just have a hard time taking this entire story seriously. And they don't even have, the lady said, the daughter, Iron Eye, she said, I don't have a phone, but I don't like to, use the internet much. Now that's not evidence totally against it, but I don't know. And my last point, I just don't think Ezra Miller is a competent man. When you think the great crazy people that had like sweet sex cults, you think Manson, you think the X-13 guy. These are people that have high IQs. Some have gone to like top elite universities. They are not the kind of person that hunt Nazis at bars in the middle of rural Hawaii at 2 a.m. That's just not what they do. So I don't know. I have a hard time taking this story seriously.
So Pete, are you saying you think the family might be raising a concern over nothing?
I don't know.
No, it's the opposite.
They may be concerned, they may legitimately feel concerned, but I don't think the picture is nearly as clear or the case nearly as strong.
I agree with Pete 1,000%, and the reason is I think what you're trying to say is the parents are more at fault. That it's not that Ezra Miller's not doing anything that bad. It's that the parents are terrible people. And I can tell that because this was a 9-year-old activist, a person with a Wikipedia page when they were 9. Like, I don't. Everything about this situation sounds so beyond the pale insane. Like, if you're letting Ezra Miller talk to your 12-year-old daughter when you're 23, you've already fucked up. You're already terrible. So, like, this is just a situation where, like, this girl, I really feel for her. She's in a terrible situation, and that her parents are fucked, and the people she knows are fucked. The people taking care of her are fucked. Like, and the same is true for Ezra. We're gonna get into this in a little bit.
Oh boy, yeah.
I'm gonna send you, Vito.
Go ahead.
I'm sending you in the studio this image that I found. That is actually, it's not opening for me. Hold on.
I think you get rid of the
Twitter chat. Anyway, it's like going deep into Ezra's past, and Ezra Miller was raised by their mother was a dancer, the father was an editor. To me, sounds like a very horny couple. And from an early age, Ezra had 2 older sisters who constantly were dressing Ezra up in girls' clothes, like treating basically Ezra like a doll. Like Ezra was treated as
Where's
just a
this
dress-up
picture?
doll.
I'm trying to bring up this picture.
I've put it in your in the Monday Night Grift Twitter. Here, I'll link it.
Yeah, it's in the restream chat.
It's in the well, I'm looking in the. I click
the
on
restream chat link didn't work for whatever
that's not working.
So
oh, okay.
I'm trying to repost it in the.
Also, I've just noticed everyone's note that my music wasn't playing as I was singing along to it. That's embarrassing. Oh well. Just send it. Where are you sending it? I don't see it anywhere. What's that?
It's in your Twitter. It was like a few days ago. I don't still have the image because I do still have it. Hold on, I'm sending it to you right now. It's gonna be in your Monday Night Grift Twitter chat.
So you're saying Ezra Miller was raised wrong?
Ezra Miller was raised very, very strangely. Some of the quotes. He was an inquisitive youngster who, well, basically, okay. Actually, let me just back it up. I can make this really simple by talking about when he was 14, he started in his first movie. In this movie, he plays a character who like masturbates to girls getting strangled and is like filming porno. He was 14 and he was cast in this role. The director said he had a hard time making Ezra look uncomfortable with the sex scenes because Ezra had so much sex. He talks about how
a 14-year-old, he was so used to having sex.
He talks about how his sisters, when he was 4, he has an early memory of Playboy and his sisters describing how sex works to him when he was 4. His sister spent his whole childhood just dressing him up and doing stuff. He says, I was sort of like an American Girl doll. No, we had entire wardrobes of women clothing for Ezra. I'd get makeup, I'd put on a dress, and they'd take me out, me as a girl, and the neighbors would come by and be like, I didn't know you had 3 daughters. I was an attractive girl. So basically, Ezra's sisters were constantly using Ezra as just a model. And I get the feeling that this is a person who spent their entire upbringing just being told how beautiful they are and basically nothing else. Like, oh my God, you look so amazing in this. Oh my God, you're so
Well, let me read this from I don't know where he's being interviewed or being interviewed.
That's actually what I just read.
I was sort of like an American Girl doll. We had entire wardrobes of women's clothing for Ezra. I'd get makeup, put on a dress, and then they'd take me out as a girl. And the neighbors I was an This is how serial killers get started. I hate to say it, but
man, I just think he's really autistic.
I don't even know if it's not so much like autism as just like the only.
Have you seen him in The Flash though?
Well, yeah, he plays the Flash as
he's like very autistic. Sure. He like has some of those like qualities too.
That could be part of why they cast him. Maybe he comes off more like that in real life. He just seems like somebody who is very oblivious, like the definition of a himbo. Like absolutely beautiful, 0 IQ, and has just been going with what people have been saying, their whole life, which is, oh my God, you're so beautiful, and you could be a boy or a girl. You could be anything. You're so amazing. And
I'm not gonna lie, Ezra's definitely an attractive individual. It's definitely part of how they have gotten this role as the Flash, and clearly likes to dress up and do the fashion thing. Okay. But then at some point got something in their head where they were considered, thought they were the space god Xandalore. And now they're running around kidnapping women, which is a bad way to go.
I guess my takeaway from reading all that is like, Ezra is like a mental child. Like this is a 29-year-old baby who has no idea what the fuck's going on, like has just like emerged into an adult world that they don't fucking understand because their upbringing and there's no pushback
because the adults in the room,
that's the craziest part.
Ezra Miller is clearly mentally damaged. It's somebody at Warner Brothers, a storied organization with executives and handlers and whatever else. Someone needs to just shake this kid, slap him around a couple times and go, stop. Why? Why are you doing this?
Big Funny in chat, he said, and ASC presents $2 super chat just to point it out. Ezra is a thembo.
That is thembo. That's true. It's not a himbo, a thembo.
I love it.
Oh no.
Yes, Andy.
You have to dip out, but I just wanted to kind of say something quick.
Yes.
I was like looking around the house, and like hidden behind my window and the door, I was like searching for signs of life, but there was nobody home. Like maybe I'm just too sure, or maybe I'm just too frightened by the sound of it, but like pieces of note were falling down, but the letter said aha. And it was like, it was good. It was living with you. It was good. It was good, but living with you, it was good. I mean, good. It was good. Sitting around the house, watching the sun trace shadows on the floor, searching for signs of life, but there was nobody home, Vito. Maybe I'll call or write you a letter, or like, maybe I'll see you on the 4th of July next, but I'm not too sure. I'm not too proud. I'm just not too sure. I'm not too proud. It was good living with you, man. It was real good.
Thank you, Andy, for that beautiful tribute.
Was it good?
For anybody who got the joke. I gotta go, but I love you. Yeah, there we go. Matthew got it.
Matthew figured it out.
Don't bury the lead. Warner Brothers is totally deflecting this, Vito. The Where's Ezra campaign needs to continue harsh because what did they just drop today, Vito? What news just came out?
Well, there is some news, and let me bring it up real quick. That Warner Brothers, rather than address the fact that one of their stars is kidnapping young women, instead wants you to know that Lady Gaga's gonna be a Joker.
This isn't time to that. And if anybody's telling me that this isn't time to that, you're taking crazy pills. This is deflection at the highest order. Oh,
Yeah,
it's Zazzle and
No,
Joker
Andy, aren't you excited? It could be Lady Gaga.
Gaga.
Isn't that exciting? It doesn't.
I mean, you can come back and pivot to this, but this is absolute studio deflection mode. They must be so furious at them for what's going on.
The Joker is back, and this time he's bringing a friend, Andy. I've forgotten about what we were even talking about a second ago.
I would honestly believe they created this movie for the sake of deflection against Ezra. Like none of this was conceptualized till last night, where they're like, "We got to do fucking something."
Yeah, well, honestly, all the Joker stuff started coming out around the same time as Ezra's Insanity started ramping up,
and maybe they'll put some better than Ezra in the musical.
I am very hoping for some more better than Ezra.
Everybody be better than Ezra, and donate to my man Vito for the Monday night.
Thank you, Andy.
Throw him a couple bucks in the why. Come on, people, don't be cheap. He agonizes all day for this show. You can at least smash the like, leave a comment, and drop a couple bucks for my man Vito here to tell him that this show.
Thank you, Andy, and don't forget to
check
out Andy's
show. You might not get a show, and then what's going to happen? I don't want you to plug me. I want to plug Vito needs a super
Andy got 1 million views today. He does not need your plug, Vito. Come on.
Fair enough.
It's all about supporting my man Vito, and he's going to tell you some amazing stuff. So be better than Ezra. Drop a coin and say, you know what, Vito? Andy's right. Even if you hate me,
better than Ezra.
More Vito because you're here, and it's a 2-drink minimum when you stay here. My Vito, love you. Everybody on the panel.
Well, I deeply appreciate everyone's support, especially you, Andy.
I'm watching Stranger Things with my family. And
nice. Go have fun.
I'm only on like episode 3, but it's really good this season, Vito. You should check it out.
I have not watched. I've watched 1 episode, so maybe I'll make time for it.
I dig it. All right, keep talking about Ezra.
Bye, Andy.
Bye, Andy.
I started watching. We watched the first episode of Cowboy Bebop on Netflix last night, and ooh, what a nightmare that!
Oh, you hadn't seen that yet.
I don't.
So much worse.
I don't know if I can watch the whole thing.
You can't.
I don't know.
You actually can't. Like when you get to episode like 5 or 6, you'll be like, "This is the hardest thing I've ever done."
Even that first episode, I'm just like, these actors have no chemistry. Anyway, back on topic. Dakota Iron Eyes has issued a number of statements regarding this situation. Pete, as you said, maybe the family's not doing anything, whatever. I'm still going to say that I think Ezra is the worst person in this situation, because how has he not said anything? Why is he allowing an 18-year-old girl to speak on his behalf? So let's look at the first statement that was put out. Yeah, me.
Why is they, you mean? Wait, how do you phrase that? Why is it? Why is it? That's the only one that makes sense.
Why is it doing these things?
All right. Ezra's okay with it. I just want to remind everybody, literally, Ezra has right on Instagram it as a listed pronoun. So if we do it, it's not a bit. It's not making fun of Ezra. Other than that,
once they make misgendering illegal, we're all going to jail. Because like this whole time we've been saying him and he, we're all going to jail.
We're all going against the wall.
We're going to transgender.
It doesn't help that he is like the only pronoun Ezra's not okay with. Like every other pronoun, but he and her is fine.
You're right. That would be good.
Only he and her
would just take. Why don't you say as a non-binary individual? You can call me he. It's not that big a deal. I'm non-binary.
I honestly don't think Ezra would give a fuck at all. Whatever pronoun.
Well, no.
Ezra plays male characters.
Because Ezra, we saw the video when the cops misgender him, and he goes, "You have to call me mixed."
We're not cops. It's a little different.
Cool. And that's right. The 19th Amendment gives him the right to hunt Nazis.
Yeah, he's unguilty of the charges against them. Okay, we got to read some of this statement. I don't want to read the whole thing, but all right. So this 18-year-old girl, I dropped out of Bard College 5 months ago. My friend passed shortly thereafter. I need space and time for the processing of grief. Therefore, my comrade Ezra Miller has provided loving support and invaluable protection throughout this period of loss. Let us remind you that this loving support and invaluable protection has been dragging this girl around to bars so he can get into bar fights and get arrested by the cops. What a ally. I am in no way or under any circumstance in need of a conservatorship. My father's allegations hold no weight and are frankly transphobic.
Oh boy.
That's how you win any argument these days. I tell you what. You think my dad's right for worrying about his 18-year-old daughter getting drunk with a movie star? Well, he's kind of a transphobe.
The way this sentence is written, like, and based on the notion that I am somehow incapable of coherent thought or opposing opinions, like, oh God, kid, stop trying to sound smart,
we're gonna hear
please.
from the horse's mouth. I don't know if I can say
a lot of
horse's
$10
mouth,
words in a row there, kid.
Psychological manipulation.
This is a classic example of a girl who was brought up believing she was one of the most intelligent people in the world, and does not realize that while she may possess the ability to write out large words, she does not know how to string them together into a coherent sentence. I'm now aware of the severity of emotional and psychological manipulation I was made to endure while in my parents' home. Oh, God.
I believe that. I believe that.
I don't know if I believe
Ezra's not a better role model. Like, I would have to imagine she connects with Ezra because they went through the same thing. Like, both of their parents are obviously fucked to let them go through.
Their parents forced them into show business and put the spotlight on.
Yeah, and didn't do it in a good way. Like, they did it in a really fucked up way where they came out obviously worse for it.
Yeah,
this girl's got a little more time. Ezra's already 29, almost my age.
Well, no, that's the thing is Ezra has had the time to wise up and realize, okay, I had a bad childhood and my kid, they dressed me up like a girl. And I don't
think Ezra thinks that childhood was bad. That's the problem. Ezra thinks that they had a good childhood. Ezra, because all they got was praise and love.
On drugs, obviously, is a psychopath.
Yeah, that too.
Ezra is out of their mind. They're telling the cops, "I beat people up for crypto art." Like, this is not a sane individual.
I forgot about the fucking crypto art.
Yeah, there's no excuse for Ezra. This is a legitimate crazy person. Pete, did you have something to add there? Or?
No. I mean, I have my other reasons why this whole story frustrates me, but I can get to those later.
Well, this bout of blatant betrayal and toxicity.
Get to
my
know.
parents and
I'm
others
curious.
have chosen to punish me with has been embarrassing and traumatically life-altering. Relationship. Okay, she's saying her parents are transphobes and ruining her life. What were you going to say, Trixie?
No, I want to know what Pete was. What your deeper feelings.
Well, Pete, do you want to talk about it now, or do you want to hear her video statement?
Let's do the video statement.
Let's do the video statement.
This is kind of bothered up.
And then posted this random. She posted this picture. Says, "Doctor, tell the news. Hostile on the loose, taunting." People
is that her
parents. Yeah. I don't know if that's her or whoever she's with, but basically saying, "Hey, all you people who are worried about me and my safety, you can't catch me." Ha ha. Okay, not the right way to handle it. Here is her statement.
72,000.
Let me know if you guys can hear the audio. Okay. Let me see here.
Hi, guys.
I hear it.
Hi, folks.
Okay. It's a little low. Oh, and I fucked it up because I'm an idiot. Hi, folks.
Hi, guys. Hi, folks. I've become aware that some people are saying that my statements were not written by me.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like
I know they
clarify that they are, in fact, directly from me.
Yeah, that's what
Nobody
a person says.
is controlling my Instagram account. I don't have a phone right now out of my own personal conviction.
I don't have a phone right now out of my own personal conviction.
What are you recording this on? Like, it's vertical.
Yeah, good fucking point.
She's recording this on somebody's phone. Somebody's phone.
Thank you, Mitt, for that.
Now, again, I don't want to...
It's also really well lit. Like, she looks movie star good at this.
She's got the ring light going.
Like,
she's
look
got
at
one
all
of those
of us.
sweet, YouTube highlight cameras you pay like $500 for.
Yeah, look at all of us in normal lighting, and look at her.
Oh, I just cranked up my
lighting.
terrible lighting, but yes. I'm like, man, her lighting's better than mine. I don't do good with my lighting. Now, someone suggests, let's see, Mama Afro says, does she keep looking at someone off screen? This is something some people have suggested. Like, is she looking at someone?
Yeah.
This feels, it feels extremely like a hostage video. Like, not even that. She has an amount of conviction in the things she's saying that I believe they're partially true. Like, she's saying, those are my words, which is a way of saying, those are my words that I ran by somebody for confirmation that they were all good.
Well, she must have talked to Ezra and said, I want to issue a statement to make you sound good or whatever. I don't know if they is in the room with it or if it's they with the room.
It just seems that their cadence is like too slow to point where it's like it feels like they're trying to say something they're memorizing versus something they're speaking with their chest.
Yeah,
Like,
this
it's
is
just-
not a very. It does not feel very honest. It feels way too calculated.
Yeah.
Like, can't even say one sentence in a straight line. It has to go. The thing about my phone is my conviction. I can't have one. Let's. It's just a very. I don't know. Maybe she's just slow. It looks like she's looking at somebody. Hold on. Who is she looking at?
What was that? There was some like
honestly-
movement in the background. You could hear a little bit.
Somebody's bumping up against a mic.
Oh, I
don't
thought
know
that
if
was one of
that's-
you. Yeah, play that back.
Let's take a look.
No,
that's
Yeah,
somebody
that's in the
bumping
video.
something. Somebody's in
Wow.
there.
It's really distressing.
Wow, this again. Wow.
That the narrative of the victim in question is not being granted and trust.
It's really bad that the victim of the narrative in question is not being. What did she in trust?
Well, look, you know what? Okay, victim is a difficult word, right? Once
Sure.
you're 18, we regard you as an adult who makes their own decisions. So this girl is like, I'm an adult. I can make my own decisions. And we're all looking at it like, yeah, but we all see what you've been through, and it just seems like everyone around you is a piece of shit.
I'll say this: if this is your decision as an adult to see an
exactly.
actor who is
Not
clearly
good.
spiraling out of control and go, "This is going to be my emotional rock in my time of trauma," then you are not an adult.
Yeah.
You're not a very good adult. You're
If your
failing at the
partner-
adult thing.
If your partner has articles written about them every day, that's not a good sign.
It's when you go, oh, and Brian David says it's my favorite Hack the Movies host, Mint Salad. We love Mint Salad on Hack the Movies, of course.
Hello.
We gotta get
Be
it
on it again soon.
When is Riley coming on? We gotta get Riley on here sometime.
You just gotta ask him. Tell him you really want him.
Isn't he in the chat for the show? I could be wrong. I think he is. He's always invited. Anyway,
Yes,
this
come on.
this lady wants you to be. She wants to be like, listen, I'm a strong, independent woman, and my parents are coming down on me. But when we go, we see who you're hanging out with. It's a nut job. Like, there is no two ways about this. That, like, you are hanging out with a dangerous individual, someone who has legitimately caused violence, who's punching people, threatening to burn people.
Oh my god! Wait, who did he threaten to burn? What are you? Wait, what's that about? I don't
He
remember
threatened
that.
to burn a woman alive. Hold on.
What? I don't remember that.
He said he was going to burn someone's wife, right? Let me see. Here we go. Ezra
He said
Miller
he was
threatened to
gonna
burn
them alive.
a couple in Hawaii. Let me see if I can. It's hard for me to switch tabs here. but
What
let me-
kind of person's threat to someone is "I will burn you alive"? Like, what does
And
Ezra think about?
This was the couple who he was staying at their. He was staying with them. Like they bailed him out of jail. They bailed him out of jail after he was arrested in the bar. And the same night he creeps into their living room.
I
and,
do remember
let's
this story.
see.
I just forgot that he threatened to burn them specifically. That's so
Yeah.
fucking funny.
He goes, thank you for coming and oh man, where is the quote? Because there was actually a quote. Temporary restraining order. Ask Miller to calm down. How does this not have the quote? It literally said, like, I'm gonna burn your slut wife.
Oh my god!
They may have got rid of it if they felt it was too offensive, or if the algorithm didn't like it.
That's still there. Ezra Miller. Oh no, he says, I will bury you and your slut wife. Okay, I thought he said he was gonna burn them.
No, that
That
last
one
article
still
said
has it.
burn.
Yeah.
That last article said burn. Hey, he probably said both.
So maybe they got it confused. Some people are saying he said, I will bury you and your slut wife. Some are saying he said, I will burn you and your slut wife. So I don't know if he's threatening fire or.
I mean, frankly,
Which one is worse?
Yeah, I don't know.
What-
They're both
What
pretty
he probably
bad.
said was, "Oh, there you is alive."
You misgendered me, and now I set you on fire. No, Ezra, no. All right. So again, she's hanging out with a man who is at least threatening to kill people. We don't know the exact method with which Ezra plans to do it, but that is what's happening. Let's get the rest of this statement here.
I worked really hard to make really clear what was going on. And if the statements are too profoundly contrasting
They are too profoundly
to whatever
contrasting.
assumption
Profoundly
Contrasting?
contrasting. Jesus fucking Christ, kid.
If
What
the
is that supposed
statements
to mean?
are too profoundly contrasting. Hold on, she's gonna say to contrasting to what? To
those of us have garnered.
to what those of us have
Actions.
garnered. Hold on.
Look, okay. I know I'm somebody who
Those of
uses a
us
lot of
have
$10 words. I get a lot of comments from people that are like, "Oh, I love your vocabulary. I love
Yeah.
how deep it is." And I just gotta say, like, when you do it like this, you look stupid. Like when you
No,
say
no.
too many
Trixie,
big words in a
Trixie.
word, you seem like you're signaling how intelligent you are, which makes you seem stupid.
Well, she is stupid. I mean, let's be
Yeah,
clear.
obviously.
This is
Well,
not a.
I'm not saying I'm super intelligent. I'm doing this gimmick. Is why I'm calling you out.
Yeah.
Bro. I'm just letting you know. You got to stop dating.
You got to
Ezra
stop
Miller.
using so many words to describe the fact that you are palling around Hawaii with a sociopath
Yes.
and trying to hurt people. Okay.
To carry. I'd like to say
Hold
that
on. I
it's
want that full statement again because it's just ridiculous. The
I love where you
contrast,
paused
the
this.
whatever. Because this is ridiculous.
to whatever is
Hold
profound on.
Here we go.
And if the statements are too profoundly contrasting
Yes.
to
Profoundly
whatever assumptions
Okay.
those of us have garnered and have chosen
And
to
have
carry.
chosen to carry, right?
I'd like to say that it's nobody's business
Not chosen to burden.
and that no one is owed a story.
Okay, it is my business. Okay, let me be clear. It's my
Okay.
it became my business the second Warner Brothers said to me, "We got an exciting movie starring the young Ezra Miller as the Flash. Oh, aren't you excited? Your favorite superhero is going to run real fast and hang out with Batman." That's when it became my business, whether or not the guy who hangs out with Batman also kidnaps children and molests them in Hawaii. That became my business. That's the
Yeah.
problem. You don't exist in a vacuum. Yes, your choices are your own, but your choices are terrible. And frankly, it feels like you've been victimized by an older, crazier, trans-binary individual.
but
All right?
but I will say you still have time. You still have time to escape. What were you gonna say, Mint?
Well, we hope
Sorry.
you
Absurd. It's so absurd.
absurdity.
It's just
Well, I know
she
we're all
doped
making assumptions
She
about
probably-
her
I
frame
don't
of
think she-
reference.
I don't think she has to be doped up. Like, okay, someone in the chat earlier said this girl reminds me of someone who from my school who was mentally ill or whatever. And like, I don't think it's so far as to say like mentally ill in the sense she couldn't survive in society. This girl seems privileged.
She's
as shit.
reasonably intelligent, but
She
definitely
looks-
thinks she's smarter beyond her years or whatever.
She looks like her parents are rich. And just the fact that even this video, like I said, this is better lighting than any of us have right now. Everybody needs to remember that.
That's
The
true.
production went into this Instagram post. Like legitimately production went into this. This is a staged event in a sense because it is that important. This is the fucking Flash's girlfriend, 18, the Flash, who is 29's 18-year-old girlfriend that he's been talking to since she was 12's
Right.
official stance on the Flash. And like, yeah, it is a ransom video or a hostage video. It is that, but she's participant. Like she doesn't hate that she's not acting like a hostage. She's acting like somebody who is very convinced that this is the right path, that she actually does love this guy. She actually does think this is all legit. She is totally in the mindset that I am doing the right thing. And we're just because I actually think there's a chance because she's so young, she could see this video. Like Dakota Iron Eyes, you're fucking up.
She's not going to listen to us. She's not going to listen to us. Tracy.
You'd be surprised, Vito. I
All right,
found out.
maybe.
I've been on the internet a long time talking to people. A lot of people I didn't think could ever have heard me. Dakota Iron Eyes, if you're hearing this, you need to stop. You need to stop.
Well, let's be clear, Dakota Iron Eyes. If you think that Ezra has done nothing wrong, then he should issue a statement, comply with the court order. After 30 days, it'll all be sorted out. And if nothing bad has happened, and if he's been totally an upstanding citizen, never preyed upon anybody, then after 30 days, you guys can go back to getting drunk and punching people in bars.
I don't even care if she turns him. I don't even care if she convicts him in any way. Just dissociate from him. Stop hanging out with him. Like, I'm not asking you to bring Ezra Miller to justice because you're obviously insane also, and that's why you don't think you have to. Just stop talking to insane people and hang out with regular people.
She's in love, clearly. Let's finish this out. We got 30 seconds left in this thing.
For an outcome. This is my life.
This is my life.
These are my decisions.
They're my decisions.
And I'm disappointed.
And I'm disappointed in my parents.
And the press.
And the press, they won't leave me alone.
Aren't all 18-year-olds disappointed with your parents and the press?
Parents, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dakota Iron Eyes, who is currently trapped in a hellscape from which Ezra Miller will not allow her to leave. Pete! What do you think about this girl and her relationship with her parents and who's in the wrong? What are we doing here? What's happening here?
I think give her credit. She says she's competent. She says she made all these decisions. So if she is, I mean, does law enforcement need to look into her? Did she play a role? Was she an accessory to any of these attacks or these threats? Maybe everyone's looking at the story wrong, where she's not actually the victim; she's an accomplice.
But Pete, that's
the
true.
abuser.
She is an accomplice, but I have to say, as an 18-year-old girl who just became an adult, it's her first time drinking in bars legally, whatever else.
She can't even do that. 18 is not old enough to drink.
You're right. She's not even allowed to drink. He's probably plying her drinks under the table.
He's definitely doing that. She's definitely doing drugs and drinking. That's not Ezra can't not be doing that to her.
I thought her eyes looked a little bit. They kind of look like there's a little bit dilated, but maybe that's just the lighting.
I have to say,
they look pretty wide.
Even if she's doing stuff herself and causing trouble, I don't know. But the point is that she is there with someone who is a very capable adult with millions of dollars who should be steering her right. And is instead leading her down this at the very least is enabling him to be a shitheel in Hawaii and go around and be a drunken nuisance.
I honestly think this girl could be more intelligent than Ezra Miller, though. I think she might be like younger and lack perspective.
Right,
but
she's gonna
like Ezra seems like an actual idiot. Like he just seems like he has no fucking idea what's going on at all. This girl's like, I'm participating in something like. I'm making a clever video, and we're sitting here telling you, like, this video is not clever. You need to fix your life before we all make fun of you for the rest of it. Like, you are a lol cow right now.
I think
if you're watching
that I don't know. I'm torn between. I think no matter what, I think of her as somewhat of a victim, just based on the age difference and the fact that she's with a trusted adult who she's known since she was a 12-year-old girl. Who I'm sure is telling her, listen, I've navigated the world of adulthood, and I'm going to help you in your time of need. We know that she just dropped out of college. I don't know if it was bad grades. She has a dead friend. Yeah, she said in her statement.
That sucks.
Her friend died, and Ezra Miller is saying, I'm going to provide you with emotional support. She's in a, obviously fighting with her family, whatever else. But Ezra Miller is not providing the kind of emotional support she needs. As we've seen, all he's doing is running around getting drunk and dancing, and if he took her to the woods to meditate or something, I would understand. She's talking about
to the woods.
Whatever.
Did you?
It's the most peaceful place. Do it.
Did you guys read why he got interested in her and the family in the first place?
No, I did not.
So apparently, he religiously identifies himself with the Lakota tribe. So there's a part of this here where when she was, I want to say 14 or 16, he was giving them advice, the Lakota family that lived on the reservation, at least for time, which medicine man to go to.
Pete,
seriously, he really did this. This is a thing.
Do you or we know why Lakota? Like, what was his...
Because they're Lakota. The family's Lakota. The Pine Ridge is a mostly Lakota reservation. That's the
no. I meant
that's mostly what you get here in South Dakota.
I meant why did he take? Oh, is that where he's from, or like why?
No, he's not from it. I have no idea how he found it or got interested in it. That apparently is why.
So that's why she's Dakota Iron.
She's Dakota with a T.
That's her name.
From
her, but the tribe she belongs to is Lakota
with an L.
Oh.
Lakota.
Wait, is her tribe Dakota with a T or Lakota with an L?
L.
Yeah,
No,
so it's
Lakota tribe, Takota person.
Dakota person, Lakota tribe. There you
I'm
go.
really sorry if anything we're saying is insensitive to any.
It's wildly insensitive.
Whether you call
but it doesn't
yourself
matter.
Indian or Native American, because I know that they call themselves.
I would say no, that you guys are not insensitive. I think many in the media are insensitive to the point that the only time they want to pay attention to these communities is when there's some crazy story or they can go there so they can portray it like a third world hellscape. But when there are real issues, there are real issues that go on in the res and with those communities that they really need help with. And it's just like, no, we're going to talk about Ezra Miller, and now we're interested, and it's just frustrating. Plus, this lady, the mom or whatever, they're like real problems they face, like problems with police, for example. Those are like the real world and what most normal people do with. But the media always seek out these activist types. She was saying things like, oh, I don't even think he's really they, them. In our community, we have these things called two spirits. This is just how it is. That is not how it is. That's one of the things that makes me question her. If you were going to go, if you were on the res, Pine Ridge especially, is one of the most dangerous places in the country, and you were saying, oh, yes, I'm transgender. Oh, yes, I'm two-spirited, you would move because there's a high likelihood that you would be murdered.
Aren't they quite conservative on a lot of the reservations? They love guns, alcohol.
Yeah, they're very conservative, like culturally. Politically,
loving guns doesn't necessarily make you conservative. It means you love guns, because it can equally make you like a real communist.
If you're a real commie, sure, you should be stockpiling guns.
Shut up. I want to say,
shut up, Trixie.
I'm quiet.
I want to read some super chats. And then you can go. Money on Wall for $2 says, yeah, she's saying it from the heart. Totally believe it. 100%. I agree. She seems, I don't know. Something about this seems very bizarre to me, the way she's speaking. Dwab Winkle for 5 says, I believe her parents, when they say Ezra got her to drop out of school now, she would enjoy The Dog Wizard for the Wrong Reasons, which is a manga I still have to read.
Wizard is a replacement word.
Dog Ninja. Dog Ninja. Yeah. There you go.
That manga is great.
Everyone keeps saying, I tried reading it, but then I was fine. I don't know, man. It's fine. It's fine. Muddit for 5 says, I said I was competent when I joined the radiation research lab. 3 arms and 4 cancers later, I can confidently say I've proven myself. Yes, we do not believe this woman. All right, Trixie, you're allowed to go now.
I don't even remember specifically what I was going to say.
I'm glad I shocked it out of you. Well, we were talking about the reservation. We were talking about the conservatism and how you should have guns on the conservative on the reservation. The point
I'm just
is
thinking about would people on the reservation support this girl? Like it's a weird situation where because as white outsiders just reading media who don't know anything about Native Americans, it's very tempting to look at it and be like, oh, Ezra just kidnapped. I almost called him Nezra. Ezra just kidnapped the representative of all Native Americans. It's
a paleface just walked into the town and stole Pocahontas. Of course they're mad.
But I have to imagine
John Smith is taking her for himself.
I have to imagine
culturally appropriating. Go
more
ahead.
Native Americans / Indians, because there was a CGP Grady video that explained that more Native Americans actually call themselves Indians than call themselves Native American. Interesting fact. But whatever you call yourself, I really think most people of that denomination would be looking at this like, oh God, this makes us look so bad.
Well, let me ask you a question. She says that Ezra Miller has been a trusted companion in this time of great emotional turmoil. Here's Ezra Miller getting kicked out of a bar.
He has, because her parents seem like fucking shitty people. She's been famous.
No, but couldn't she find anyone else to provide her with emotional support rather than this douchebag?
No, she actually couldn't. She might not have been able to. Well, and she might think Ezra's a genius.
He did pay for her school, for her to go to a fancy school. He paid for it. He introduced her, made it happen, and paid for it.
Wow, that's grooming in a nutshell.
I'm going to say right now, Ezra's a terrible influence. He might be a better influence than her parents, for all we know. Her parents might be the worst fucking people in the world.
I think you guys. Just saying. I think you guys are. I think you guys are wildly out here with this whole maybe Ezra Miller's better than her flesh and blood parents who raised her since a baby. I think you're nuts on that count. I'm looking at Ezra Miller No. I'm watching Ezra Miller get kicked out of a bar right now for being a drunken nuisance in public, and you're trying to tell me, well, her parents kind of suck.
Okay,
too.
well, let me
don't care.
rephrase that. Let
That's
me
still better
rephrase
than this.
it. Maybe her parents are only slightly worse than Ezra Miller.
I think you guys are making a lot of assumptions about the parents when I want to focus on
Ezra
the fact
Miller had
that
access to
a
this
lunatic.
child. The parents failed.
So they made a mistake. They were won over by his non-binary charms.
They made a mistake for 6 years. She was 12 when he
Ezra used his non-binary magic. We saw him with the fingers to cast an illusion spell that made it appear like he was a good and decent human being, and it worked. And now he's trapped this woman.
If they believed Ezra Miller should be talking to their kids, they're idiots.
Ezra Miller is the problem here. The parents made some bad decisions.
The parents are
no. Ezra Miller is 98% of the problem.
I think that both of these people's parents are worse than them. I think both of their parents are worse than them.
Pete,
I think they're bad people, but their parents are the reason they're bad people because they're even worse.
Why isn't Ezra Miller in prison?
Because there's no justice in this world.
That is actually a great question.
Ezra Miller should be in prison for trying to make NFT crypto art, and frankly, it needs to stop.
The answer is because Ezra Miller is actually one of the boys. Have any of you seen The Boys, the show?
I have seen The Boys.
TV show, yeah.
The Amazon show. It's a great show. It's incredibly violent and scary. But like, the point of the show is that like if superheroes existed in the real world, they would be like billionaires, which is to say they can do whatever they want and get away with it because nobody can stop them. And so like in The Boys, all the superheroes are owned by corporations who are like managing their careers, but most of them are dumbass himbos. Like they're just, guys who happen to have superpowers, but they're not like smart, good people. They're dumb assholes who make lots of mistakes. And like Ezra Miller feels like he got his idea of how to be a superhero from The Boys. Like it's a show about people like this who are just so distant from normal humanity that they could literally kill people and feel nothing. Oh, that was just a person. That was just some rando. They don't matter. Like,
Ezra Miller is high on their own supply, thinks that they are God's gift to the transgenders, and that they are gonna, free the magic spirits that live inside this poor girl.
I don't even know if
he sacrifices her to the blood gods. That's what's gonna happen.
What a beautiful role model.
This is gonna end with this girl dead in the street, and then you guys are gonna be saying, "Well, the parents are really the problem." No, Ezra Miller, the murderer, is the problem.
I don't think Ezra would kill her. He might get her killed.
I think
but he wouldn't kill her.
I don't know what. It'll be a murder suicide. The two of them. Who knows?
I think Ezra thinks he's a good guy.
I think
they are a good guy.
I think
or person.
We're gonna move on. Anyone who wants a final word, I'm gonna give it to you, Pete.
This story be crazy. Crazy attracts crazy. So I don't know who's more in the wrong, but I'm just like, just another day. Ezra Miller finds a way to sink.
Ezra's in the wrong. He's a millionaire. He could have any girl he wants, and he grabs 18-year-olds off reservations and drags them along to get drunk in Hawaii. That's my final word. Mint salad.
I mean, if I were the parents and you got a random celebrity just paying for my daughter's college, I would take them up on it.
See, I don't think the parents are wrong.
The parents
take
wrong.
the money.
Exactly,
Free money.
but like at the same time, if I was around somebody who is being kicked out of bars constantly, I wouldn't be around them. Like it has to be like the name Ezra Miller that's keeping her around, because like that has.
I'd hang out with Ezra Miller, but I'd be trying to get his money every 2 seconds. I'd be like, Ezra, why don't you take that flash?
Yeah, that might be what she's doing. She might be grifting.
Okay, all right. If Dakota's running the long con on Ezra Miller and is like, if I just hang out with this drunken moron, he's going to keep giving me free money. Okay, Dakota's got it all figured out. Trixie, final word.
I think Dakota grew up with money and doesn't care about that. I think she's actually crazy. She reminds me of people I know. By crazy, I mean she'll be very successful throughout life. Because she'll always be able to do this grift. Whereas Ezra is in actual trouble. Ezra is a person who regardless of the trans identity, I don't really think Ezra is, I don't think it's a thing where they're like, oh, I don't know if I'm a man or a woman. They're like, I have no idea what it means to be human. And Ezra said this. They said, I don't identify as man or woman or even really human. That was a quote from
Oh
Ezra.
goodness.
So like that's at a level where your experience is so different from everyone around you that you talk to other people and you think, well, I must not be one of you. Like I can't be one of you. I understand this feeling. Like I'm a person who I've dealt with a lot of exclusion throughout my life. So I kind of get where Ezra Miller is coming from, but I'm not so fucking stone cold beautiful that I got cast in a movie when I was 14. You know, so like Ezra's really fucked up. This is a person who has experienced a fucked up life and shouldn't be around younger people. Shouldn't be allowed. They shouldn't be treated like a normal person. Ezra should be treated like a person who needs like kid gloves. Like this is a 29-year-old who hasn't grown up past like 9. Like this is a person who doesn't understand how to be human.
Absolutely.
So like Ezra needs a handler. More than anything, Ezra needs a handler. It's shocking to me. Shocking that fucking the powers that be who make these movies didn't assign this person a handler. What were you think? If you want them to be the Flash, keep people around them who are just generally good. Like, what are you doing? Handle your talent for fuck's
All right, hold on.
sake.
I should make a poll. What's the poll? Does Ezra Miller? What should Ezra Miller? Who's more wrong? The parents? Who's?
It's always
worse?
the parents. My answer is always the parents. The parents are always.
Who's to blame?
Ezra.
They had the most control.
The parents. All right, and you in the chat can let us know who is to blame for this situation. Is it Ezra Miller or is these girls' parents? We're gonna ask the community. They're gonna weigh in, and we'll get back to that poll. Did I put it up?
Poll.
I
Hell
think
yeah.
so. Yeah, there
Chat
it is.
poll, everybody.
All right,
What will the
chat
people
poll.
Who is worse?
The
Ezra
first
or parents?
ever Monday Night Grift chat poll. We're gonna let people weigh in.
I voted the parents, but more people are voting
groundbreaking.
Ezra. So.
I know who you voted for. I know who you voted for. I know where you're at. You know, surprisingly, you may not believe this, but anyway, as that poll goes on, I mean, is this even a story worth talking about at this point? Is this a smokescreen to get the heat off of Ezra? Joker 2, Lady Gaga for a musical sequel to Joker. Did you want a Joker musical?
What did he sing about?
Why would you change genres for this sequel? That makes no fucking sense.
Why? But here's the problem. I think that this will have Harley Quinn because we did confirm that the title of the movie is Joker Folie à Deux. How do you pronounce deux? Folie à deux. This is a title referencing a medical term that affects 2 or more individuals, usually members of the same family. So clearly this title refers to Joker and Harley.
So is Harley going to be like a sister?
Oh no!
Oh, God.
That's very.
Lord.
That could happen. And that's really scary.
Sources say now this would be a new Harley Quinn existing in a different universe from Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn.
Can we hold on for Vito? That first sentence. If a deal makes, Gaga would play Quinn.
It's some bad grammar. Congratulations on.
Well, no, what I'm asking is, are they saying they haven't made the deal yet? Like, is Lady Gaga not yet?
Yeah, they're saying that they're in talks. It's in talks. This is how movies get made. Trixie
are there normally articles about talks?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Okay, I'll admit I haven't read a lot of
you nut job. Everybody's always interested. You ever hear those things where it's like Idris Elba might play James Bond? You know, Joaquin Phoenix might play Superman. Whatever.
Look, I get excited to talk about Ezra Miller because I relate. I don't feel like a human either. I actually don't read those articles. I actually don't know what you're talking about. But I'm glad you're inviting me to the world of regular people.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the poll is at 53 votes. 70% say Ezra Miller is more than 30% said parents. So currently I'm winning because it's my show and my audience knows that I'm the smartest person on the show. Sorry, guys. If a deal makes, Gaga would play Quinn. However, this Quinn, again, would exist in a different universe. And that's been the problem with the DC cinematic universe is you're like, how many Batmans are there? There's 2 Flashes, 2 Batman, or 3 Batmans, 5, now there's going to be 2 Jokers. How does anyone make sense of this? You go to the movies and you go, wait, is this one connected to that one? Is that one connected to this one? And I actually think it's one of the things Warner Brothers is trying to get away from. The guy who just took over Warner is saying, Can we just have one fucking Superman? You're going to have a black Superman? You're going to have a gay Superman? Can there just be one fucking Superman? And that's it. And, but again, Joker made so much money that they kind of have it set in its own universe that, I excuse that it's doing its own thing. Again, here is the title of the movie and the cover of the script. Joker, Folie à Deux, written by Scott Silver and Todd Phillips, as posted on Instagram. And here's Joaquin smoking a stubby and having a good read through there. I don't know, man. I'll watch it. Obviously, that first Joker movie was pretty solid. And anything to get my mind off the fact that the Flash is kidnapping children will probably be good. What do you guys think? Are you excited for another Joker movie?
I didn't see Joker
Yes.
Yes.
Medium. Joker is such a dark film. Even though I've seen like 2 or 3 times, so even then when I try to rewatch it, it's like there's some parts for like, whoa.
Well, I'm ending
This
that
is
poll
heavy.
with me as the winner. Sorry, guys. 71% Ezra Miller.
No, that's
28%
fair.
the
Ezra
fans.
Miller's okay. Look,
It's a
Ezra Miller's
monster!
bastard. He is a monster. He was a monster that's been created. I guess the only thing I'm trying to argue is I think that Dakota Iron Eyes has as much potential to be as much of a monster. Maybe
She's
it won't be as public facing.
18-year-old girl. She hasn't done anything yet. What are you saying? You saying she could potentially be
I've
crazy
met
like
18-year-old girls who scared the fucking
Oh
shit
my
out of
God.
me. All right,
I just don't know what point you're trying to make. Is that she's hanging out with Ezra? Well, who knows? Maybe she'll
No.
kill
The
some-
point I'm trying to make is only
maybe
that her
at some
parents are
point-
terrible people. That's it.
Okay.
I don't think anything. The fact that she is the way
She's
she
done
is.
nothing wrong.
It is
other
what
than
it
being
is.
An idiot. And that's
I just
it.
want her to understand that everyone around her is terrible. Everyone. The
and if she
parents
hang-
are
if she
terrible.
hangs
Ezra's
out-
terrible. They're all fucking terrible.
If she hangs out with Ezra Miller long enough, she will probably turn into a sociopath like him. But as of
Yeah.
now, she's an innocent little stupid child who I think is being led down the path of evil by a charismatic nut job. I want to talk about Amber Heard, guys. What do you think?
I'll talk about
Amber
it
Heard
when we
is
get back from the bathroom.
speaking out. Trixie
Oh,
is
I'm
going to
definitely
go
hurting her.
drop a dooku. And we can talk about this one. What do you call it? So Amber Heard has lost her famous court case against Johnny Depp, alleging that he was capable of sexual violence against her. Nothing was ever proven. Actually, you know what? I'll bring up another story real quick while we wait for Trixie
Amber
to
to
get
join
back.
the chat.
Yeah, we're waiting for Amber to come in. Amber said she'd come on the show and give her side. All right, let me know if you think this is going too far with the Amber Heard story. Is that a sex shop released a dildo based on Amber Heard's alleged sexual assault? Now, this might be a little much. This might be a little much. Twisted Fantasies says reach a new depth with the new Amber's Mark liquor bottle dildo. Let's see if I can bring that up or if they deleted it. Oh, they still have it available.
I'm not sure to see that.
Okay, now is this reasonable
Ooh,
to
my gosh.
sell? Okay,
Oh,
all right. See, it's the top of a Maker's Mark bottle, like Amber
that
Heard
seems
was
a little painful.
famously violated by, or as
Dark.
she claimed. Isn't that a little dark? Isn't that a little much?
It's much, but it's still funny.
I
They're
mean,
trying to get on that sweet Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial money that
Even
I've
if
heard
you
so
think-
much about.
even if you think Johnny Depp did nothing wrong, do you really want to buy a dildo that commemorates the whatever the hell this is? This is a terrible story. And now Twisted Fantasies has said, if you find this product triggering, we apologize. That's not the intention. We stand behind it as a tongue-in-cheek way to support Johnny Depp and anyone fighting against their abuser. All right, I still think, look, man, I don't think you make a rape. You don't
Isn't
make
it
fun
kind
of
of
rape
funny?
dildos.
Is it kind of funny the company that releases this is like, oh, but by the way, don't think that we support this because we're totally against.
Yeah, we're against
sexual
sexual
assault.
violation.
We just released this this dildo.
Yeah, Trixie. Now that you're back, would you like a commemorative Amber Heard liquor bottle
What
dildo?
the fuck is happening?
To remember the
now?
time that Amber Heard claimed she was raped with a Maker's Mark bottle. Seems a little.
She's saying she was raped
unreasonable.
with a Maker's Mark bottle
That's what she claims, and this company will now allow you to relive the horrific
by
experience.
Johnny.
Yes, that's what she claims.
Needless to say, the judge did not find that particularly.
Well, they
credible.
didn't bring. I don't think they brought this into evidence. I think there's one of those stories where they're like, "There's nothing to substantiate this. We're not even going to fight about."
I mean,
it.
I'd believe that she asked to be fucked with a Maker's Mark bottle.
I don't know what happened.
What's the pleasure with the guy fucking you with the Maker's Mark bottle? What's the pleasure?
Okay. I don't know if you know this.
So humiliating and degrading women mint salad? Are you an idiot? That's the hottest thing in the world.
Okay.
Johnny Depp has it in his Johnny Depp has it in his will that when he dies, his ashes are to be mixed with a bottle of whiskey and fed to everyone at his or drank by everyone at his funeral.
Seriously?
I mean, that makes sense.
Is that real?
Yeah, that's when Johnny Depp dies. He wants to be cremated and then have his ashes distributed to a bottle of whiskey and given to everyone at the funeral. Because, he was a big fan.
No specific type of whiskey?
I don't know if he said any specific one, but I know that it could be Maker's Mark, I know, but
he was wild turkey.
He was good friends with Hunter Thompson, the creator of Gonzo journalism, and realized his own funeral wish of being shot out of a cannon into a giant fist doing like a hand symbol that would catch a football full of his ashes. Johnny made that possible. So I think he will definitely get the funeral he wants of being drank by everyone.
Well, I know he's a big drinker and he loves it. And I want to thank Fernandez T for the super sticker that says thank you. Thank you, Fernandez T. Guys, well, hopefully Johnny Depp's wishes to be cremated or whatever else have not been sidetracked by this bizarre legal case where Amber Heard again accused him of untoward sexual behavior. He won in court. She currently owes him about $10 million and is now on the press tour where she goes, I was the true victim and this court case went the wrong way. And a whole interview will be coming out. This is apparently a snippet from the interview, which has yet to launch. Let's see. Let's listen in
thinks about me
and see what Amber Heard has to say.
Oh, boy.
I don't care what one thinks about me or what judgments you want to make about what happened in the privacy of my own home and my marriage behind closed doors.
Lies.
I don't presume the average person should know those things, and so I don't take it personally. But
you made it our business. You did. That was you. Johnny didn't come out and say, here's what happened in my bedroom and here's all the fights we had and I recorded them. You said, I want our private business to be public. That was stupid. You got a $3 million divorce settlement or whatever it was, $6 million, $7 million. Could have just walked away and been a happy woman, but instead you said, I want everyone to know our secret business and I want to be a Me Too martyr. And now you're reaping those rewards. So to suddenly say, I don't understand why people are interested in this. You made it our business.
I don't understand.
I knew nothing about. I didn't even know who you were until this shit came out. All right,
that's what this is all really about, right? Like launching the career. Like, who's heard of Amber Heard until she was Johnny Depp's?
I guess, yeah. She tried to get herself on the map, or actually
didn't work.
Well, here's what I think. I think, and this is controversial for some reason, I think she thinks that she was legitimately victimized in their relationship. But I'm like, no, you were fucking crazy.
Look at his face. Just look at her face right now. That's the most intense, like
she always
could
looks
kick
like
my
this.
ass fucking face like I've ever seen. I'm afraid of her.
I don't want to be your friend. Just looking at that
she's
face.
terrifying.
Fernandez says, did you guys see her lawyer afterwards blaming others? But so her lawyer's saying it's everybody else's fault. Now Amber Heard is going to tell us why it's our fault she lost the case.
even somebody who is sure I'm deserving of all this hate and vitriol, even if you think that I'm lying, you still couldn't look me in the eye and tell me that you think on social media there's been a fair representation. You can.
I could.
Yeah, I probably could. I mean, I would say, look, yes, social media sensationalizes every story, but that means every story. There's never been a fair story on social media. Yeah, people, go over the top and say ridiculous things, but this trial wasn't held in the court of social media. It was held in a real courtroom. What people are saying on Twitter and Facebook does not count. What happened in that courtroom counts. So I don't know what point she's trying to make there.
Tell me that you think that this has been fair.
Of course, we also touched on what happened in court and what the jury decided. There's no polite way to say it.
She's got sad eyes. She's a good actress, I'm gonna say.
No, this is too obviously acting. I think this is bad acting.
No, she looks like a little wounded puppy dog. She goes, I just can't believe Johnny would do that to me.
She needs to open her eyes bigger in order for this to
It's just
sell
that
it to me.
it's that she's acting like she's in a movie, right? Like she's doing good acting, but in the wrong context, because we can all tell it's acting. And so we're like, oh, you're a great actor. If you were in a fucking movie right now and not trying to trick us in real life where we can tell you're acting.
She looks like a sad little Disney princess about to be like, what do you mean Bambi's dead? I loved Bambi. Oh, all right, hold on.
The jury looked at the evidence you presented.
Is
They
that
listened
Savannah
to your
Guthrie?
testimony, and they did not believe
I
you.
think so.
They thought you were lying.
How could I'll put it this way?
She's
Oh no,
smiling.
Trixie's
How
right.
could they make a judgment? How could they not come to that conclusion? They had sat in those seats and heard over 3 weeks of nonstop, relentless testimony from paid employees, and towards the end of the trial, randos, as I say.
Random.
So you
But-
don't blame the jury?
I don't blame them. It wasn't. I
Okay, so
Oh,
she's
boy.
saying that, well, of course they believe them because there was so many evidences saying that I'm a psychopath liar. And you go, well, that sounds like it's your problem. Like, it sounds like that's something you needed to do. Why are there so many people who think you're a psychopath liar? Like, does
Yeah.
everyone just, like, that's the thing. Like, why does
It's
Amber
almost-
Heard think everybody got to, like, we just love Johnny Depp so fucking much? No, if you had like a recording where he says, I'm gonna pop you in the mouth, you fucking bitch, and did it
And no one's
played
going
it
to
for the
believe you.
court, no, I would believe her absolutely. Because
No, but she
the-
says no one's going to believe you. That's the kind of thing she do, like classic domestic
Yeah.
abuse.
she had, but she brought audio recordings. All the audio recordings of Johnny being like, "Can you just please leave me alone?" She's like, and he's like, I just don't want you to hit me again. And she's like, I'll hit you whenever I want to hit you, you fucking piece. And you're like, what? This makes you sound terrible. Like, you have, what do you want, Amber Heard? You should have fell on your knees the second Johnny filed a lawsuit. You should have went, you know what? I lost my head. Let's I'll walk it back and I'll issue an apology for, I don't know. There was so many other ways to get out of this other than this ridiculous lawsuit where you you didn't want to. It's such a PR nightmare for both of them that she created. It's her fault. Why did you do this? You tanked your own career.
I really think this woman doesn't understand that people can tell she's insane. Like, look at her fucking face. Like, I really don't think, like, there's a lot. I think insane people, they think that like everybody can't tell.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, you look crazy as fuck. Like, your
thinks this
face
is a
tells
great
the whole
performance.
story. It's nuts. Like, the fact that it is a performance and it's so obvious that like we all look at it and we're like, well, you look like you're acting right now. Like, you just seem like a fucking psycho.
Yeah, she doesn't come off like a real person. It does feel like a performance.
Based on everything I've seen and followed with this trial, I'm going to say she's probably a borderline personality. I don't think she
Yes.
fully understands that she's wrong. She may believe, even with her history and knowing what happened, that she's in the right, that she is the victim.
That's
here.
what I believe.
I don't
yeah.
think she understands fully what's happened here. And I think that's evident by the fact that she's going
Yeah.
on this media tour that was terribly advised. It's
Yeah.
like, you just got out of a suit for defaming someone. So what are we going to encourage you to do? Go out to the media and talk more about it? So what? They could bring another suit?
Yeah,
This is
no.
a crazy town.
I think she hears these audio recordings and the pictures and everything else, and she says, well, this just makes it look like I'm the victim. And everybody else who sees him goes, no, it makes you look like you're a crazy fucking bitch. Like, what are you
Yep.
doing? And that's what we see. Let's hear the rest from her own mouth, I guess.
I don't blame them. I actually understand. He's a beloved character, and people feel they know him. He's a fantastic actor.
Their job is to not be dazzled by
Wait.
that. Their job is to look.
Yes.
She just complimented him, but it was like an underhanded compliment, like, oh yeah, oh, he can easily convince everybody that he's such a lovable character, but in fact he's such an abuser. But like, it's at the same time, just she's trying to convince everyone that she's lovable, but she's not, because she hasn't brought any evidence whatsoever to support that Johnny Depp is just a bad seed.
Yeah.
Well, let's also be real. If you know you're going up against one of the most charismatic, beloved men in Hollywood,
Jack Sparrow.
Let's be clear. If who's like a beloved person, Mr. Beast. If Mr. Beast came up to me in a hallway and kicked me in the dick and said, "No one's ever going to believe you," I'd go, "Yeah, you're right. I'm not even going to. I'm not going to waste that fight."
I wouldn't go about.
I know that
this
Mr.
way.
Beast, unless I had 100% evidence that Mr. Beast had done me wrong, I'd go, "You know what? Why even take on that legal fight?" And I would just walk the other way. Yeah, go ahead.
She doesn't have like everything she brings does not make her look good. I don't understand what she's doing. Why is she going like about
I think she's a fucking idiot. I think she really thinks that okay. Like a lot of people who are really dumb don't understand that other people can see what they're doing. Like they just think that nobody can tell the like underlying plot. Like nobody's ever thought of it before. But it's like, Amber, we know what you're doing. We literally know what you're trying to do by saying these words in this order. Like the way you're framing your speech, the way that you look on your face, it is so obviously manipulative. And you think that other people don't get it because you somehow think that like you're a goddess, like the only person who knows how to act or something. We literally all get it. Every single person in America, except for the like 20,000 people that have your side who all of us make fun of, we all get it.
Well, let's put it
manipulating people.
Trixie, we've all, or at least most of us, have dealt with some crazy bitch who thinks that she's 100% right and has never done anything wrong, and she's the ultimate victim in every situation. And I hate to say it, that's clearly Amber Heard. I'm listening to the audio recordings where Johnny's like, "Will you please just leave me alone?" And she's being emotionally manipulative. Yep. She's like, "Well, how could you do this?" And I'm like, "Bitch, just leave Johnny alone. He doesn't want to deal with you." And then she goes, "He just victimized me so hard." I'm like, "No, he couldn't deal with your insanity. I don't know, maybe raised his voice to you. I don't know." As I've said, it's very possible. One of the things is that he might have thrown his cell phone at her and it accidentally hit her in the face. Even if that happened, I don't think he's a violent abuser. It just sounds like one of these instances that, relationships get out of control. People do things they regret. And you tried to cancel him and get his career ruined forever based on these isolated incidents. And America said, listen, if Johnny was really a true monster, you would have better evidence than this. And she doesn't.
Yeah.
And his evidence against her is way more damning. Like, she sat in my bed. As soon as you hear that, you're like, well, she's insane.
She cut off his finger. She threw a glass bottle at him. It shattered and sliced his finger down to the bone. If that was the reverse, he would be completely buried forever as the man who threw a bottle at Amber Heard and cut her finger off. But because she's a woman, she gets to claim, well, I was just having a flight of, I had PMS or whatever the fuck, and I was crazy. Been salad, nothing against the female contingent, but would claim some sort of womanly flight of fancy, and we'd give her a pass. But thankfully, the people said, look, you cut the man's finger off. If there's any abuse happening here, at the very least, it's going both ways. It's not, and we don't have good evidence that Johnny Depp ever abused her. All the evidence, again, yes, was against Amber Heard, as Brian Clark says. All evidence pointed to her.
I would literally, honestly, believe that Johnny Depp had hit her before, but I would believe that she had hit him 47 times before that.
I'd pop this bitch in the mouth. I hate to say it.
She's fucking crazy. Vito, you should.
She disavows. Just lovingly.
Did you just disavow yourself?
Lovingly. No,
6 seconds after you said what you said.
Pete disavowed me. All right, let's hear
this.
And they did not believe your testimony.
I would not have the patience of Johnny Depp. Let's be clear.
No, I wouldn't either.
How could they, after listening to 3.5 weeks of testimony about how I was a non-credible person, not to believe a word that came out of my mouth?
Oh, uncredible.
No, she said non.
We're going to have more of our exclusive interview with.
Well, I'm looking forward to the
sounded like
full
none.
interview. How could they not believe me? I'm clearly the one who's wrong. Look, obviously, no, you shouldn't abuse anybody in a relationship. You shouldn't resort to violence or whatever else. But if the worst thing that happened is Johnny Depp threw a cell phone at you in a fit of anger, yeah, shit happens. It sucks. And you have no evidence of that regardless.
Honestly,
it's ridiculous.
Sorry, how this makes me feel about Johnny Depp is that must be the most sensitive dude in the world. Like, none of us would have taken care of this bitch for like 5 seconds. We would have all like met her and hated her and distanced ourselves from her. Johnny Depp met this girl and went, "Oh, she needs my help. I'm gonna marry her." And like,
well, I saw
he was wrong. He shouldn't have done that. But
I was like, why do you all believe that Johnny Depp, a grown, capable adult man, how could he possibly? You're claiming Amber could somehow trick him into a relationship, and I'm like, beautiful 20-year-old blonde tricks yes, of course I believe that. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
that happens all the time.
Well, especially because he's talked about why. He talked about his own home life. Like, his dad abused his mom. He sees this pattern. Like, he sees her as somebody who needs his help. Because he literally thinks like, oh, this person is so distraught. This person is so helpless. Like, I need to help them to understand how to be a person.
She's
and
a
then she just abuses him for 10 fucking years. Yeah. And like, she seems so cold and distant. And like, look, I feel bad for her too. I'm sure her upbringing was shitty, but that's not something Johnny Depp should have to face. He's just a fucking guy who was trying to deal with all this, you know? It sucks that he has to go through all that because she thinks it's okay to do that to somebody, you know?
I think that the takeaway from this is, why are these publications, if somebody comes to you and they go, I want to talk about how me and my husband have a shitty relationship and he's an actor, you go, I don't care. Like, what do you mean you don't care? It's Johnny Depp. You go, I don't give a shit. Why would I give a shit about that? Why does anyone give a shit about that? This is not our business to police your relationship. And why are you entering into a relationship? The second you're in a relationship and you're secretly recording your partner in case you need blackmail in the event of a lawsuit, stop being in a relationship. Just the fact that she was recording him is evidence against her as a manipulative psycho bitch. She was collecting evidence in case she needed to sue him in court or slander him or whatever else. Like, why don't you just divorce him and move on at that point? The second you're taking out your phone, you're like, I'm going to catch him, and then I'm going to write a Me Too article and destroy his life. No, just move on. I'm tired of this life ruination, and I'm tired of the media enabling it. It's not our business. We shouldn't be reporting on it. And if it's a he said, she said situation, unless there's hard evidence. If you got a video of Johnny Depp strangling Amber Heard, sure, I'll take a look. But if all you have is Amber Heard going, Johnny Depp was mean to me, and he's an abuse, then just don't publish it. This is hearsay. It's nonsense. And frankly, the media's got to stop with this life ruination that they are so addicted to publishing.
We know why this happened. It's because $500,000 were donated to the ACLU, and the ACLU had buddies at the Washington Post, and the Washington Post thought it had juice. And because of the relationship, because we're not even a full year after Me Too starts. Yeah. The idea that you could question narrative, or that a woman, that if there are two people who claim abuse and that maybe the woman could be wrong or partially in the wrong, that was just unfathomable. In many ways, for much of the media, it still is. One of you was joking about the 20,000 people that still support Amber Heard. Almost all of them work at newspapers or TV outlets or places of influence. That's how this debacle happened. They just were not seeing reality or willing to deal with it, and it led to this, Amber Heard losing $10 million in the end, and the Washington Post looking like a joke, and the ACLU like, what are you doing?
The ACLU is the biggest tragedy of that whole thing, is that the ACLU went to her and said, can we write an article on your behalf for you that says your husband is an abuser, and then shop it around to newspapers as like a thing to promote the ACLU. They were using this case for publicity. This is this was disgusting all the way around. What is the ACLU? What ACLU? Your job is to find free speech abuses and whatever else, and civil liberty abuses, and cut down on them. Not to shop around op-eds from Hollywood celebrities to try and advance their careers as great advocates for women. This is crazy. I'm glad it ended the way it did, and the fact that I don't know when is the story going to end? How much longer do I have to hear from Amber Heard about? Well, the jury got it wrong. I'm the real victim. Blah, 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 blah. It's going to go on for a million fucking years, and we're going to have to hear about how you men ruined Me Too. These women were trying to speak out, and you forced Amber Heard in a closet once again. I don't care anymore. I'm done with it. I'm done. Look, Me Too was great.
Look at this woman's fucking face. There is no remorse. There's no pain. Look at any of us right now. Look at me. There's more pain in my face right now looking normal.
I see a deep-seated pain in you every day.
Then there
Trixie.
is.
Trixie, just looking at you, I see nothing but pain. Constant. Look at the suffering in your face. It's sad.
I'm just saying.
It is sad.
This woman looks like she is entirely convinced she's about to get out of this. Like every minute
it almost fucking worked. She got all this publicity. It was working, and then she pushed it a little too far. Went a little too far.
I think we are still 2 whole years away from Amber Heard realizing how badly she fucked up.
Yeah, once she runs out all her money, she's like apparently spending like $100,000 a month on a Airbnb or some shit. I don't know what's going on.
Oh my god, $100,000 on an Airbnb. Rich people are so stupid. Why are they so stupid?
Easy.
Bad choices on top of bad choices, man.
Let me see. Yeah, if anyone has that story of how much she was spending on rent, apparently it was something ridiculous. Only $22,000 a month, guys. Let's be real. $22,000 a month mansion that she was renting while in the midst of this lawsuit.
So it's only $250,000 a year. That's all.
Yeah, look, she needed, her and her kid, a single woman and a 2-year-old who doesn't even know what's going on. You can put them in a box; they'd probably be happy. Needs a $22,000 a month, 8-bedroom tennis court mansion.
2 years old is the worst. If you have a 2-year-old, that is the worst time in a child's life to involve yourself in something that takes you away from your kid for like 12 hours a day.
Yeah, like fundamentally.
That is fucking awful.
Yeah, like what is that?
I didn't know she was supposed to be raising a 2-year-old right now.
In her behalf, she didn't sue herself, Trixie. All right, it's not like she didn't start the lawsuit.
But she started the court case, right?
She started no. That Johnny sued her.
But why did he sue her?
Because she wrote an op-ed in a newspaper. I can't prove that she knew she was going to get involved in a lawsuit. Brian Clark for 1989.
I'm just saying, like the fact that she's doing.
I'm reading a super chat, Trixie. God damn it!
People have spoken.
Brian Clark, really passionate.
Trixie, I'm reading a super chat. Brian Clark for 1999 says, as the saying goes, she shit the bed, literally and figuratively. And back to the news.
I'm sorry for cutting you off. Yeah.
I love the idea of I want to be a newscaster who just like freaks out at the smallest things and then immediately goes, we'll do it live. You ever see that clip?
Yes, I love that fucking clip. Somebody will fucking do it live. God fucking damn it.
All right.
No, all I wanted to say is this bitch is crazy. The fact that she has a kid at home and she's doing all of this is just. If you have a kid at home, you shouldn't be on her kid. Fucking raise your child. God
Absolutely.
Damn.
She's doing all the interviews. Take care of your kid. All right. I want to do one more story. You guys up for one more story?
Yes, sir.
That story is exclusive. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Reva spin-off series in the works for Disney Plus. Now, who's watching Obi-Wan Kenobi?
So excited.
Who's been watching Obi?
I've seen the first two. I haven't seen the next two.
Mint Salad, how much Obi have you watched?
Any amount of Obi that's in the Star Wars universe.
Fake gamer girl.
I haven't got there yet. I haven't gone there yet.
Obi, you can get stopped by Obi, 36-year-old boy.
I need a buzzer. I need a fake I need a buzzer for every time Mint Salad is a fake gamer girl who has not watched Star Wars.
Our Star Wars expert.
Look, guys.
Wait, have you seen every episode of Obi-Wan so far, Vito?
Yeah, there's like, 4 episodes so far?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it still good?
I'm a real gamer girl.
I liked it. I haven't caught up.
It's not great. And
oh, no. That's not good.
It's fine. Look, here's the thing. Is the guy, what's his name, who plays Obi-Wan Kenobi? Ewan McGregor is always
Ewan McGregor. Yeah, he's amazing.
Hayden Christensen is there. At some point, something's going to happen.
Oh, shit.
But part of the reason the show sucks is this Reva character. I don't know why they picked the lowest res JPEG they could to represent her here on Screen Geek. Real professionalism, guys. But she is the third sister. She is an Inquisitor. She hunts Jedi, and she's not very good. As Screen
She can
Geek
read
says,
minds, too.
she can. Yeah, well, she has some Jedi powers, as I think all the Inquisitors do, right? Don't they all have some amount of
They were, most of them are former Jedi or apprentices, so they have some training.
Well, we see, and the very first shot, and I don't know why this isn't obvious, is that people are like, who is she? We don't even know who she is. I'm like, bitch, the very first scene of the show is a bunch of Jedi kids getting hunted in the temple, and one of them just happens to be a little black girl with fucking cornrows. Like, you can't connect one and the other and be like, okay, obviously she was in the Jedi temple and she's mad that, whatever. I think obviously she's forced trying to fight Darth Vader for slaughtering all of the other Jedi and has disguised herself or forced her way into their ranks in order to get closer to Darth Vader. That's my assumption.
That is an interesting idea.
I mean, it seems to make more sense than anything else. The problem is that she's just not that appealing of a character right now, because I just don't buy her as, I don't know, she's just like there. She's like, I'm a real badass, I am. She has like this, like the British equivalent of a street urchin accent, but not exactly. I think she's from Britain. But she just, I was thinking about this thing about villains, and I'm like, the best villains are always ones who are really intelligent, cold, calculating, whatever else. And she's just kind of an impulsive rando where she's like, I'm evil and I'm going to cut off your hand. And it's just like not doing it for me.
Well, I see it more as that, like, her specific passion is catching Obi-Wan. It's a little cheesy, but that is her character. It's just, I want to catch Obi-Wan really bad. Convenient for a TV show about Obi-Wan, but it's not a horrible character. I've only seen the first 2 episodes. I don't know if she gets worse in the next 2.
She's not great. I don't think she's great. The thing is that this is such a complicated topic because, of course, there's been this whole brouhaha about, there are some people send her some racist messages. So now you need to criticize her. People go, are you on the side of the racists? And you go, no, I just think she's not great. But the idea that this show isn't even done, we're only 4 episodes into the show, and they're already like, and she's going to get her own TV show. Like, doesn't it make more sense?
That's a lot.
This is what Disney does now. See, Disney.
Yep.
What the Disney Plus strategy is: we release a show with the big name, we pay big money for the big actor with the big name. Then, when we finish the show, we spin it off of one of the other characters nobody knows. We can pay the actor next to nothing, and we have a new
obviously.
Show. That's what they did. They
screwed it up with Cara Dune
after Hawkeye. They have a.
I was gonna bring that up. Yeah, Hawkeye was like basically just a backdoor pilot for Echo.
Well, that's what people are claiming about the Obi-Wan show, is that the Obi-Wan show is a way to set up this stupid show.
It's probably true. Like, it literally is probably true.
Completely believe it.
But that's a terrible plan. Like, what you have to do, yes, spinoffs have always been a thing, but spinoffs usually happen after a show's been on the air for like 3 or 4 seasons, and people naturally fall in love with a character, and you go, well, people love this character so much, maybe they could support a show all for themselves. You don't go into a show planning a spinoff immediately, because who knows if the audience likes the character. And as far as I can tell, people hate the character. It's actually kind of funny that people are saying, I think she looks better on the left. Yeah, this is way more interesting of a character design for like a Sith, and this is just her normally.
Yeah,
and in the show, she's like boring as hell.
I highly agree with that. Every modeling shot I've seen of this actress is better than she looks in the show. Like, every single one, she looks like it's just not a character for her. I'm really glad you said everything you did, Vito. That's a good point.
She's a talented actress. She's a Shakespeare. I'm trying to think of her name. I'm bad with names. She's a Shakespearean-trained actress. Yeah. She's been in things like Hamlet, and you can find footage of it online. She's actually quite talented. But it just feels like this is like all Disney Star Wars is almost to a T, is too many executive producers, too many cooks in the kitchen. We're not going to put the money down that we need. We're not going to bring in the writers that we have. You have to make it work. We're going to go on the cheap in all the wrong places, and we're going to go expensive in all the wrong ways. And then we end up with a product nobody likes. So we find some ridiculous reason to defend it. And people are just like, the one side people hate you because you say they're the worst people ever lived, the racist stuff. And the other half say, normal people, I'm not talking about the media, normal people are like, it's just kind of meh. You know, it's just like
Yep.
I watched it and a month later, I couldn't even tell you what I watched. It's just so forgettable. And if you made the fans mad on the one hand, and then the normies, they're not like, oh, I have to get more Reva in my life. Well, then you have a dead product. What? Congrats. You could have done that with any franchise. Good job, Disney.
I think that ultimately Disney needs to stop thinking they know better than the audience. Let the audience tell you what's working and then modify things from there. But when you go into it and you go, we've already got it figured out. We haven't even aired one episode of Obi-Wan, but we already know the Black Lady is going to get her own TV show. You go, well, that's a bad plan, because what if everyone hates her? Why are you even going down this line? I mean, and then they're making projects I don't even understand. They're like, well, everybody liked Rogue One. I'm like, I guess. And they're like, so clearly they want a TV show starring Cassian Andor from Rogue One. And everybody goes, who the fuck is Cassian Andor? First of all, yeah, he's dead. And now we're going to get a TV show about what it took to be Cassian Andor. For those of you who don't even remember, I'm so confused about the Disney Star Wars plan. They're throwing way too much at the wall. I remember when they announced that we have 80,000 shows coming out, that I'm like, you guys can't do this much stuff. You had one hit with The Mandalorian. Be satisfied with that. But the fact that we've already had two Star Wars...
No way.
How many Star Wars shows have we had this year? We had Boba Fett, which was terrible. We have Obi-Wan, which is so-so. Didn't Bad Batch... When did Bad Batch come out?
Bad Batch came out last fall.
Newer. Yeah.
Last
So
fall,
it's still within
not
a
that
year.
far. Yeah, within the last year.
I haven't talked to anybody who's seen it yet. Have any of you seen it?
I've
No,
seen
I heard
it.
it's
I have to
fucking
watch
terrible.
everything Disney makes.
Is
now,
it
so.
good? Pete, is it good? Because I am gonna watch it. Is it
It's
good?
better than most of what Disney puts out. It's not. There's
I
definitely
like
good
Disney
things
Plus
about
shows.
It. Yeah,
Personally,
there's
I'm
good
actually
things
into
about
them,
it.
so I'll probably like it if you like it. So, because if it's better than Obi-Wan, I liked Obi-Wan.
If you liked Clone Wars or Rebels, there's enough there to like.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check that out.
Well, we now also have to hear about The Acolyte, which is going to be a whole show, I guess, about the Sith. And I'm stuck going like, yeah, I don't know, maybe it'll be good. But have any of these shows been like, bro, I can't even say to people, like when people ask me, like, what are you watching? I can't say like, you gotta watch The Mandalorian. I'm like, I've been watching The Mandalorian.
Well, Vito, have you seen Clone Wars or Rebels? Do you watch cartoons?
No, I'm not a child.
A lot of Star Wars fans love those shows. A lot of Star Wars fans actually love those shows.
I'm joking, Trixie. Obviously, I watch cartoons.
I know.
I just haven't made time for that particular cartoon.
That wasn't me I haven't seen either of them. I'm reacting for the Star Wars fans that will crucify you if I don't say something. Like, no, those shows are beloved by Star Wars fans.
It's My Toe says, link to everyone's channels in the description. I will put that in the description after the show if I remember. Because I never know who's going to come on the show, so I can't set up the description. People sneak up on me.
Amber
out of
Hunt
nowhere.
said she was going to be here and she didn't show.
Amber Heard didn't show up. What if I had linked to her?
We'll plug ourselves by the end. Don't worry.
What do you think about a High Republic show set 200 years before the Skywalker saga, where we're going to see Darth Revan, Darth Bane, Darth Nihilus, Darth Malik, all in Star Wars The Acolyte? I have no fucking idea who any of these people are.
Vito, I'll tell you because I streamed about this earlier. Dark Revan is from the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic games.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, yeah.
As I understand it, those games are like 50,000 years before the Luke Skywalker saga, so I don't know how the timeline works.
Yeah, it's thousands.
But I'm not
I don't
an
know how many
expert.
thousands, but yeah.
Yeah. Because they're saying 250, which is not nearly thousands, right? So that's a little worrying.
Darth Revan.
Oh, nice graphics.
No,
He's
that looks
awesome.
sick.
Is that from the game?
I believe that's from the game.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the MMO.
Here's
the
what I'm
Old
going to
Republic.
say. The only Star Wars project I care about is the one where Rey Skywalker stumbles across a magic time crystal and goes, what the fuck does this do? And presses it and resets the whole fucking timeline and deletes itself from existence. That's it. BB-8
That
goes,
would be a dream.
BB-8 goes, "Beep, beep, 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 beep." And she's like, what? Oh my God, I'll press it. And your whole face burns away. And you cut to Finn and he turns into a fucking skeleton. And then like Luke Skywalker comes back to life and he goes, oh, thank God somebody pressed that button. Let's get back on track. Leia, Han Solo, and so they all go on an adventure. That's the only Star Wars show I want.
But we got Leia back. We got Obi-Wan. We got Baby Leia. How do you feel about Baby?
I like Baby Leia. Some people don't like Baby Leia. I think it's perfect.
I like
don't.
Obi-Wan.
She's fine, except we've now done this 10 times with Disney Star Wars. Now every Star Wars story is man saves baby.
The
all
only
we get.
the
That's
only
all we
crit-
get. That's
the
all
only
we get now.
criticism I have, because a lot of people are talking about how it screws up the timeline or anything. The only thing that I think it screws up is that when Obi-Wan dies in A New Hope, Leia doesn't really react at all. She's just kind of like, well, Obi-Wan's dead. Let's go do some shit. Whereas if she went on this adventure with Obi-Wan, she had like a whole thing. Luke is kind of the only person in A New Hope who really reacts to Obi-Wan's death, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there would have been a moment where Leia goes, oh, I can't believe Obi-Wan's dead. I loved that fucking guy. That is the only continuity error that I think is major. The rest of them, I think everyone is nitpicking way too much. Regardless, I'm not going to watch the Reva show. I don't even like Reva. I can't imagine that the last 2 episodes are going to somehow make me love this character. I already know what's going to happen. She's going to have a turn. She's going to confront Darth Vader and say, you killed all my friends. I've been a secret sleeper agent. Like, it's very obvious. If it doesn't happen, honestly, I will, I don't know, donate $50 to the Amber Heard Foundation for Dead Kids or whatever the fuck it is. But after that, I don't know. This character she's not that interesting. She's not that good she's a great actress, sure. I don't know why they didn't have her do like a Shakespearean character, like a very well-spoken, elegant character. They have her doing this kind of like street urchin, like rough and tumble. Oh, I'm gonna whatever the hell, everybody follow me into the thing. And I don't buy it. I don't like it. So we'll see.
Are how many Star Wars shows are there? And are they I feel like I've seen like a few promos for them in the past, and they seem very much like this quality. Like,
yeah.
Well,
have you seen any Star Wars movies, Mint Salad?
I've seen all of the Star Wars movies.
All right. Get your fake gamer girl cred back. Fair enough.
I just haven't caught up with the Star Wars shows
experience.
Did I say Bad Batch?
Because there's a lot.
There's like 9 or 10 of them, I think.
There's 9 or 10 of them?
Yeah.
Mandalorian, Boba Fett. I mean, ones that are currently out. You're talking
about?
Are
we counting the animations and the books?
That you could find on Disney Plus.
If we're talking about Disney Plus and stuff that has come out
from
in the
Disney,
just
Disney
era,
Plus. No, there's like
all you have is Boba Fett, Mandalorian, Bad Batch, that whatever anime one that was more like a mini, not really a show. But
they also had a terrible sequel series to Rebels.
Vito, are you talking about the Clone Wars, the original Clone Wars? Because that shit was badass.
No, motherfucker.
Are you talking about the movie
anime.
or the series?
The one with Star Wars,
Visions. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. All of this is on Disney Plus, by the way. Like,
there's the anime show. Yep, that like you said, Visions. It was like 6.
Yeah.
I was played for 5, so stop donating. Amber was already heard and was deemed she was wrong. Well, I have to donate if I'm wrong about the Star Wars show, and it's just a rule.
Does this like take away all your confidence in like Star Wars or Star Trek or any of these really important legacy franchises that are owned by giant conglomerates that have no idea what to do with them? That's kind of how I feel lately. It's just it's sometimes like people are concerned of wokeness, and that does happen, I guess, but more often it's just like they're just kind of giving you like it's like jelly. It's just like it's slurp. You just push the thing through the machine, and it just comes out like a congealed meat.
It's just like a bug bar just to eat and consume. That's the content.
Yeah.
It's all trash. All media is trash.
Yeah.
Trixie, go ahead.
I think they're using the wokeness as like a shield, right? It's like they can make something shitty and then say, "Oh, you just didn't like it because the character was black," and it's like, no, it was bad.
I don't know if they're doing that. I think
the media love it when you can go with the woke angle. The media eat it up, and they'll keep your show in the Google results forever.
Look, I think this girl legitimately got some angry messages on Instagram. She posted about it. And then whatever people work at Lucasfilm, they're filled with white guilt and wokeness. Yeah. They said, we got to get behind her and show our support. So I'm not so cynical as to say that this was a marketing ploy. I think it is legitimately a bunch of white liberals going, we're going to stand behind her. And that's how love wins and hate loses.
But I don't think this stuff came out before the show came on the air.
No, all that came out was they said, we told her you might get some racist messages. Were they wrong?
No, I agree with you, Vito. I think they probably just. I think she got a shitload of racist
I'm sure
messages.
she did.
That's definitely true. Because like, white guys are fucking terrible.
I think it's
not you white guys, but a lot of white guys.
It was before the show came out.
Rob Dinkle for 2 says, "How about discussing a good show like The Boys? The Boys is great. I love The
Agreed.
Boys. I got to
Boys
finish
is
the.
awesome.
Well, wait, the new season isn't finished yet, though, right? They've only put out like 3 episodes.
Yep.
4 so far. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
real good.
It's nuts.
Well, I tell you what, as long as we're talking about shitty media and how to get away from it, boy, do I have something to share with you guys.
Oh, what is this?
Oh, what is this?
This looks like Age of Ultron.
Shut the fuck
so
up,
far.
Trixie. Let me introduce my clip.
Sorry.
I'm just fucking with you. It's fun to, is yelling at Trixie being my gimmick? Is that too much?
No, do that. Do
Oh,
that.
it's
People like
hilarious.
I'm somebody who needs to be yelled at. Like
Yeah.
you don't even realize how badly I need.
Looks
to be
like
yelled
Age
at,
of
so I
Ultron. Yeah,
like
no
it.
shit, you dumb piece of shit. Let me introduce my clip. All right, I'm gonna play this. It's a minute 40, and let me know how you feel. This is a sneak peek of something that will be appearing in a video I will hopefully have done by the end of this month. Whatever. Like me, you've probably found. Damn it! Stopped it in the middle. Here, you gotta get the whole thing. Now, if you're like me, you've probably found yourself getting a bit tired of all these superhero movies. Sure, we occasionally get something good like Spider-Man, but we also get crap like Wonder Woman 1984, The Eternals, or that godforsaken Hellboy reboot. Point is, maybe you're getting tired of watching these checkbox diversity characters putting on silly costumes and fighting CGI aliens. Maybe you found yourself watching the latest round of Cape shit and thought, man, I wish some guy with a big gun would just show up and shoot all these motherfuckers in the head. Well, buddy, have I got the comic book for you. Super Killer is a man with a mission, and that mission is to shoot superheroes in the fucking head. Immortal alien gods? Bam, headshot. Adorable magical girls? Bam, headshot. Batman?
Wow.
You want him to kill Batman? No. Can't use Batman. DC Comics owns Batman. But here's a guy who looks kind of like Batman. Bang! Right in the fucking head. Super Killer is a hilarious dark comedy written by one of the greatest comedic talents of the 21st century. Me. I wrote it. It also features incredible artwork by Keter LeBeau, the most beautiful man in Mexico. Point is, this is going to be the greatest comic book ever written, but we can't make it without your help. Check the link in the description and sign up for our mailing list. That way, when our crowdfunding campaign goes live, you'll be among the first in line to get yourself a copy of this glorious blood-soaked comic book masterpiece. Super Killer Book 1, because for humanity to live, the Superman must die. And now, all right.
Hell yeah.
You know where to
Well
go,
done.
folks. Superkiller.org. Sign up for the mailing list because this has been the Monday Night Grift. Trixie, where do we find you?
Wow, I was just sold on your comic. Yig Studio, as you're searching right now. YGG.
Subscribe.
We
Of
do.
course, I was already subscribed before the show. Why am I subscribed on like half my channels and not the other half? I keep
Mint
having to
Salad.
subscribe.
Mint Salad and I have been doing a show called The Moe and the Guru as a live show to lead into your show specifically. So I've been trying to get people primed on Monday so that they're ready for the fucking Monday Night Grift.
He's
Oh,
trying to
baby.
juice.
Go
He's
check
trying
that
to
out.
juice the Vito stream.
Juice it up. And Mint Salad,
Juice
that's
it
where
up.
we're going to find you over on Yig Studio.
You can find me on ASC Presents and also fansly.com/titsmansalad.
Yes.
Yes.
If you want to see Mint in the outfit she's wearing right now or less than that,
Oh my God.
you go to
She'll bear
Titsmint
it all.
Salad or
Titsmint
Fansly. Fansly.com/.
Look at this
Mint Salad.
Look at
There it
this
is, right
blatant
there.
fan service I'm
Something
getting
wrong
here.
can happen.
I enjoy this fan service, Mint Salad. I can't lie.
You really couldn't stop moving your hips in this video in the pool.
It's fun.
It's very
fun.
sexual.
I want
Moving
4K.
your hips is fun.
We got to get you 4K, and what? You don't have the.
You
sun?
can donate to my Patreon at patreon.com/ASC Presents to get me some 4K videos and get more good camera.
But next time you do this, can you face the sun?
No,
so
it's
the
important to mention
sun-
Mint Salad was facing away from the sun in this video, but she has a light sensitivity, and it was it was just too bright. Outside.
Yeah.
Too bright.
Just too bright.
Buy an umbrella or whatever.
Better hat.
Oh, get out of here, both of you, teasing me with this nonsense. So we also got the Happy Warrior Pete is here. Pete,
Yeah.
are you going to give us any of this on your channel anytime soon, buddy?
No,
What do
I
get?
am. I just pretty much. My health isn't great lately, so
Yeah, I
the
know
only
you've been
work I've been
doing some
doing is
stuff.
articles right now. I have a bunch of interviews that I still need to upload, but
Yes.
so the grifting is just the writing right now, just the writing.
Well, I
And
know we can
also,
always-
also watching Vito's always analytical and sage advice.
All
from his
my
videos.
beautiful stuff, all my channels are great, but definitely check out Happy Warrior P, who has been pumping out all sorts of great content. Once again, thank you, Mid-South. Thank you, Trixie the Golden Witch. You degenerate,
Oh,
you
shit.
filthy
Bye,
enemy
bye.
degenerates. Get out of here. Get out of here. One more time. What's that URL? Superkiller.org. Sign up for the mailing list. I want 500 names on my mailing list. I want my scalps. God bless the man who does bring me my scalps. Go to superkiller.org. Check out the comic book. Have the time of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Monday Night Grift. Take care of yourself. Take care of the people around you. Believe in yourself. Believe in me. Believe in the me that believes in you. Dig down hard. Dig down. Find that drill and drill it hard. If she says she wants it hard, you give it to her hard. And all that nonsense is just so I have enough time to find the music and end the show. Let's end. Play the song. There we go. Play it with the music and the now I just won't even play my go. There we go. It's the Monday Night Grift. Yes. Oh, behave. Ooh. Superkiller.org. Check it out. Believe in yourself. Subscribe to Yin Studio. Subscribe to ASC Presents. Check out the Happy Warrior on Twitter. And don't let the door hit you on the way out.